So to start with, what we'll basically discuss the two concepts, correlation coefficient versus regression coefficient. I mean, to what extent they are related and where they can be different. I mean, as we talked about these two concepts yesterday, correlation coefficient basically represents the degree of association between variables. And here we don't define whether X is causing Y or Y is causing X. But the regression coefficient indicates the nature and extent of impact, causal relationship. Means how the independent variable causes the dependent variable. So if we have two variables X and Y, then the pairwise correlation of X and Y divided by sigma of X into sigma of Y. And we can rewrite this formula in this fashion, where X and Y are basically a deviation of capital X and capital Y from their arithmetic means. Now, if there are two variables X and Y, we'll have pairwise correlation coefficient this way. But there would be two regression coefficients depending on whether you are regressing Y on X. To begin with, if we consider this model, then the slope coefficient beta hat will be equal to this, which can be rewritten as R into sigma by sigma X. You can see what we are doing here. We are just splitting this summation of small xi square into two components. One is square root of summation of small xi square into square root of summation of small h, and then we are multiplying by this gives me the correlation coefficient. This is sigma. I mean, of course, we need to divide both numerator here by one, I mean by n, but because it would be cancelled out, I'm not mentioning that here, but it is obvious. So this is square root basically small of yi square. Now if I divide this by n and also this by n, then these are nothing but sigma y and sigma x respectively. So what we are doing, we are representing or expressing beta hat in terms of correlation coefficient between X and Y, then sigma Y and sigma X. In the same way, if I just alter the model with X being the dependent variable and Y being the independent variable, then this model can be estimated with delta hat being this one, and again this can be rewritten as R into sigma X by sigma Y. So in that case, the slope coefficient can be expressed as pairwise correlation coefficient into either sigma X by sigma Y or sigma Y by sigma X, depending on whether you are regressing X on Y or Y on X. Now, if we multiply these two regression coefficients, then basically we get the square of the correlation coefficient. Interestingly, if you see here, in a bivariate model, if the correlation coefficient is positive, the regression coefficient will also be positive. If the the correlation coefficient is negative, so would be the regression coefficient, because sigma y and sigma x are considered as, by definition, sigma y and sigma x, we consider them as positive. So if R is negative, beta hat and delta hat would be negative. If R is positive, they would also be positive. From that, sign remains the same, and it doesn't matter whether we are regressing x on y or y on x. But these two regression coefficients would be same and would be equal to R when sigma y is equal to sigma x. Nevertheless, beta hat into delta hat is nothing but the square of the pairwise correlation coefficient. Now, this relationship between the slope coefficient and correlation coefficient will become more complex as we switch over from bivariate model to multiple regression model. I'll show you later. Sir, when we start discussing on multiple regression model. Excuse me, sir. Estimation of coefficients in a multiple regression model. There you will see. Hello. Sir, your voice is breaking. Is it? Yes, sir. Am I audible now? Sir, okay. It's like it's breaking in between a lot. Okay, now it's okay.
Yes, sir. So maybe it's the internet issue.
Okay. Okay. So let me then repeat just in a minute what I tried to say. Regression coefficients. Here by regression coefficients, I am basically referring to slope coefficients. The slope coefficients can be expressed as a function of R, that is the pairwise correlation coefficient. Now, if there are two variables, then I can estimate two alternative bivariate regression models, depending on whether x causes y or y causes x. In either case, the slope coefficient can be expressed as a function of the pairwise correlation coefficient R. And there will be two other components. One is sigma x, another one is sigma y. And if the pairwise correlation coefficient is negative, the slope coefficient will also be negative. If it is positive, the slope coefficient will also be positive. Because by definition, sigma y and sigma x, they are positive. Now, for a bivariate model, the relationship between correlation coefficient and regression but the relationship becomes very complex from bivariate regression model to multiple regression model. That discussion we will do subsequently. You will see that in a multiple regression model, say for example, there are two independent variables, x and z, and there is one slope coefficient, say beta, another slope coefficient delta, or say beta 1, beta 2. You will see that there will be two impacts. One impact is x straightaway influencing y, and another component is x influencing z and z influencing y. Same we will say in case of z also. We will have the discussion where we decompose the slope coefficients of a multiple regression model into different components, direct impact as well as indirect impact. There, the relationship between pairwise correlation coefficient and regression coefficient is not that straightforward the way we are seeing here. But again, there are differences. And the difference is basically in terms of sigma y and sigma x. And it also depends on whether we are increasing x on y or y on x, depending on whether x is causing these two regression coefficients would be different. Though there will be only one correlation coefficient, pairwise correlation coefficient for two variables x and y. Another interesting aspect is the value of the pairwise correlation coefficient. It is bounded by -1 and +1. I don't know whether you have done this part in your other course, statistics course, but this value of the pairwise correlation coefficient is bounded by -1 and +1. But we don't have any such restriction in case of the regression coefficient. Have you done this? Hello? Have you done this proof that the pairwise correlation coefficient lies in between -1 and +1?
Yes, sir. I think
Hello.
it was there in regression and time series model.
Yes, sir. Not yes, sir.
No, I'm asking about the students of second year. Have you done it?
Sir, most likely we have not done it, but like it
Okay,
is
okay.
like
So let me
understood.
just then explain it. What we are doing to prove this, we are basically taking deviation from arithmetic mean and standardizing by, dividing by respective sigma. So basically, first we are standardizing x and y by taking deviation from their respective arithmetic mean, dividing by respective standard deviation. So small denoting it as x bar by sigma x and small yi as capital Y minus y bar divided by sigma y. Then small xi square would be equal to this, and the numerator can be rewritten as n into sigma square x, because sigma square x is equal to 1 by n into summation of xi minus x bar square. Then this one can be rewritten as n into sigma square x. So this sigma square x would be cancelled out, and we will have only n. Same we can say in case of summation of small yi square. So summation of small xi square is equal to n. Summation of small yi square is equal to n. Similarly, summation of small xi yi, this can be rewritten as this, and this part is nothing but n into cob of xy. So this part is R, pairwise correlation coefficient between x and y. So this is nothing but n into R. So summation of small xi square is equal to n. Summation of small yi square is equal to n. Summation of small xi yi is equal to nr. Now, summation of small xi plus yi square, this should be, I mean, small xi yi plus small yi whole square summation, because this is square and summation, you know very well that this should be always greater than equal to 0. Means this is non-negative value. Now, if we just split, then I can write it as summation of small xi square plus summation of small yi square plus 2 into summation of small xi into yi, then equal to nr greater than equal to 0, and this means r is greater than equal to -1. In the same way, we can write by introducing a negative sign, that is small xi minus small yi whole square summation. This is also greater than equal to 0, and in the same process we get r is less than equal to 1, and combining these two we can get r lying between -1 and +1. Now, this pairwise correlation coefficient value is always restricted by -1 and +1. So we don't have any such restriction for the value of the regression coefficients. Now, this correlation
Sir?
coefficient, yes,
Sir, can you scroll up?
yeah.
So, sir, how did the sigma square get multiplied with n? Because summation xi minus x bar whole square is sigma square, right?
No. 1 by n into summation of
Okay,
xi
okay.
minus x bar whole square, that is equal to sigma square.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Hmm.
I'll do one thing. I'll just stop for a while. Why don't you just try this